Hey, what's up guys? Coach Nate here, coming at you from the Running Experience, trying to get a little sun here on the beautiful river, but really here to answer this question. Should you be doing your runs based on time or based on distance? And when might you do one over the other? Why is it that certain runners are very data and pace driven, while other types of runners and athletes basically throw the watch away and focus inwardly on other aspects of the running itself? Well, we boiled it down to four main questions that every runner needs to ask to determine when they should do what. And to help me out in this video, we've tapped our new friend Dan Meades, coming all the way from Newfoundland, who's an incredible ultramarathoner. He is a run coach himself, and he's one of our new coaches on the channel. So welcome Dan, and we will dive into this thing together. Before we get into the rest of this thing, what do you like to do? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, hit that subscribe button. We got new videos coming out each and every week.
Question number one is, what do you want to accomplish with your running overall?
So question one has to be the big one. What is your purpose with your running? If you're someone who is performance minded, meaning you want to run a specific distance and improve it, whether that's 400 meters or another distance on the track, it's 5K, 10K on the road, or it's even a half or full marathon, you want to qualify for something, well, then starting to look at your runs from a distance-based lens is super helpful. You start to quantify your running and your weekly mileage in a different way. You can see your pacing improve from one training cycle to the next, and you can better compare your training data with other people, and you can start to see, hey, he or she did this, I'm in the same ballpark, I might be able to do that too. And it goes without saying that when any new personal best is done or there's a world record that's been set, while it might be a surprise to the audience, it's very rarely a surprise to that runner, because all they did on race day was execute based on the data they've been following the entire time.
Your overall goal matters a lot when you're thinking about training based on time or distance. If your overall goal is something long, like an ultra marathon, or maybe it's just something that feels long to you, like your first ever 10K, then starting that training block by thinking about time instead of distance makes a lot of sense. It'll free you from having to worry about splits, worrying about how much distance you've covered and how much time, what your kilometer mark looks like. It'll allow you to just think about your run form, what's going on in your head while you run, and enjoying the feeling of getting better at something.
Question two is, what are you trying to do in your run today? i.e., what are you trying to change?
Dialing in on distance specific runs is so great when you're trying to work on your speed and your precision. You know, as they say, the track doesn't lie. Your GPS watch could be a little off from one run to the next, but those ovals, they never change. And it's so good for dialing in that top end speed and your speed endurance needed for some of those middle distance running events. Conversely though, for you half and full marathoners, doing tempo runs and long runs at certain paces and certain distances is another key prep and cornerstone in your development to hitting those times that you want to hit. In all situations, you're really learning pacing, patience, and discipline.
Another time you want to think about time on your feet instead of distance is on a beautiful sunrise morning like this. When you're out in your snowshoes, we had a great fresh snow yesterday. There you go. About 20 centimeters fell here on the east coast of Canada, and that meant it was time to get out this morning before the sun came up to get some time on my feet. It's been a magical morning. It's about 15 below, but I'll tell you, I'm not worried about pace today. Try to worry about pace on fresh snow and these great snowshoes. You're gonna fall down or kick yourselves in the ankles and just not have very much fun. But if you check out of that and check into this, you're gonna realize it's pretty great to get up first thing in the morning, move your body. You're a runner, it's okay to celebrate it sometimes.
Question number three, what do you got underneath your feet?
If you have flat, firm ground that is pretty reliable and has good traction and it's going to be comparable to other types of terrain you've run on when running for distance, well then running for distance is a great choice.
Sometimes the conditions make the choice for me. If it's really icy underfoot, I always go on time instead of distance. Today it's real slick, and so if I try to dig in hard and push for a specific pace, I know I just fall down. In a few months, this trail will be real muddy instead of icy. It'll have the same effect. Sometimes if I'm learning something new, it makes more sense to go based on time as well. I took up snowshoe running this year. It's really fun, but I've got a lot to learn. For now, I just worry about keeping my form right, learning how to do it properly and enjoy it without getting hurt. Sometimes the treadmill is the other time that I go based on time. There's nothing sadder up there than grinding away on the belt while the mileage just slowly ticks by. I put a towel over the screen. That way, I can focus on how long I've been on the belt, focus on how my body feels, and not get fixated on those little red numbers ticking over.
And sometimes we need to ask ourselves, question 4 is, do we want to run for time or distance on this day? Because we're mentally burned, we're physically burned, and we need a break.
Sometimes I'm not going to track distance or time.
We want to go back to the real reason why we ran. We want to just go and run without the watch, without the data. We just want to explore. We want to be immersed in whatever we're doing and appreciative of this really great thing we're doing for ourselves.
Sometimes I just want to remember why we run. You know, right now, coming down the backside of this icy trail, the sun is setting behind me and the wind is blowing. There's an eagle right over there and a little fox just crossed my path. And sometimes it's nice to uncheck or check out of everything else that's happened in your life. Just remember why we started running in the first place. For me, this was definitely one of those reasons. To get outside, out of the weather, and enjoy moving my body.
Somehow the runners who keep that joy kindled, they manage to strike this balance, and we encourage you to do the same. In fact, if you want a little bit more runner's high in your life, well, we made a really fun video on just what it is and how to get it. It's playing over my shoulder right here. So hey, whether you track your runs by distance or by time, you better be earning them. And Dan and I are gonna keep enjoying our respective days and filming, and we will see you in the next video.